What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Premier League prediction video. Before I crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. Now less than 300 subs away from my aim of 34,000 subscribers, so any help towards that would be great. Also, don't forget social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget as well to leave your thoughts in the comments below, including your predictions for this week's Premier League predictions. We're up to match day number 24. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. That would be great. So, we're going to have a look at match day number 23. I didn't do too well, getting 1 correct score, 3 correct results, but 6 incorrect overall, marking myself just a 2 out of 10 from Premier League match day number 23. So, on the Saturday games, you had Everton taking on Tottenham Hotspur. I had a Spurs win. They nearly got that win. Everton grabbing a late equaliser. How important could that point be come the end of the season? That match finishing by 2-2. You have Brighton taking on Crystal Palace. I had that down as a 2-1 win for Brighton. It ended up finishing 4-1 to Brighton and Hove Albion. A decent win there in that rivalry game between Brighton and Crystal Palace, and putting a lot of pressure now onto Roy Hodgson, who is the manager of Crystal Palace. You also had Burnley taking on Fulham. Nearly spot on with that as well. I had a 2-1 Fulham win. Late equaliser coming in from Burnley. Just like with Everton, how important could that point be for Burnley? Their fixtures, though, not very easy for them over the next couple of games. Liverpool and Arsenal for them to face. Newcastle took on Fulham in what was definitely game of the weekend. I had that down as a 2-0 Newcastle win, and they very nearly lost that game. In the end, finishing 4-4 after being 4-2 down against Luton. An important point for Luton. They're probably going to feel like they should have had the 3 points. Newcastle doing well to come back, but only a point taken for them at St James's Park as they're slipping further behind them European spots in the Premier League. And finally, last game on Saturday, you had Aston Villa in their match away against Sheffield United. I thought Villa would win that game. I had that down as a 3-1 victory for Aston Villa. Ended up being an absolute annihilation, 5-0 to Aston Villa, and could have been more if Aston Villa didn't kind of take the foot off the gas, in particular in that second half. Then moving on to Sunday's games, Bournemouth against Forest. I had that down as a 2-1 Bournemouth win, finished 1-1. Again, important points, just keeping everything ticking along. Chelsea against Wolves, I had that down as a 1-1. I had a feeling Wolves were going to take something at Stamford Bridge, and Wolves have ended up putting tremendous pressure onto Pochettino now in charge at Chelsea, with a 4-2 victory away from home for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Manchester United against West Ham United at Old Trafford, I had that down as a 2-1 win for Manchester United, finished 3-0, comfortable victory there for Manchester United in the end. And finally, massive game at the top of the Premier League, Arsenal taking on Liverpool. I had a Liverpool 2-1 win. You did see Darwin Núñez out of that game. Mo Salah also out of that game as well. So Liverpool looking a little short, and it told in the game ultimately. Arsenal having the quality, the ability to put the ball into the back of the net in what is a massive 3 points for Arsenal, keeping them not only in the title race, but certainly in contention now as well. They know they've still got to go away to Manchester City, probably needing a result there and going to need a few favours along the way. But interesting title race to me now, a 3-horse race. Liverpool, Manchester City and Liverpool. City in their game on Monday night won by 3-1. The only correct score that I got, with Phil Foden grabbing a hat-trick there for City and a comeback win against Brentford. So moving on to match day number 24 in the Premier League. My prediction starting off on Saturday. Early kickoff live on TNT Sports. You've got Manchester City taking on Everton. Everton got quite a solid defence as of late, not conceding too many. Manchester City are looking a little bit suspect defensively, in particular with teams' ability to only create 1 or 2 opportunities in the game and coming away with a goal. We saw Everton come away from the Etihad Stadium last season with a point, with a very similar theme in that game, with Man City dominating the game. City never got that killer 2-goal cushion. Everton found the equaliser with their 1 shot on target and came away from the Etihad with a point. Liverpool and Arsenal will be wanting Everton to do something, and Everton kind of do need to do something if they're wanting to survive in the Premier League. However, I think Manchester City, we're into that business end of the season. I think they'll be too strong for Everton, so I'm going for a 3-0 victory for Manchester City in this game. I don't think it will be easy. I think all 3 goals could come in the second half. Moving on to the 3 p.m. games then, you've got Fulham taking on AFC Bournemouth. Fulham got great form at home. I think Fulham are going to win that game, going for a 3-1 victory for Fulham. Liverpool taking on Burnley. Don't see anything other than a Liverpool victory, so I'm going for a solid 3-0 victory at Anfield there for Liverpool. Burnley far too open. I won't rule out Liverpool potentially scoring even more, if I'm honest. Luton Town taking on Sheffield United. Big game down towards the bottom of the table. I think Luton win that game by 2-1, and I think that's probably going to see Sheffield United more than likely relegated from the Premier League, albeit not mathematically, but I just don't see how Sheffield United stay in the Premier League if they don't win this weekend. Huge away game for them. Spurs taking on Brighton at home. I think Spurs win that game. I think it'll be quite a narrow game. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Tottenham Hotspur. Finally, in the 3 p.m, you've got Wolverhampton Wanderers taking on Brentford. Going for both teams to score, but I'm going for a Wolves win once more, continuing with what's been some pretty good form over the last couple of months, of going for a 2-1 win there for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Moving on to the final game on Saturday, the late kickoff, 5:30 p.m. GMT kickoff time, live on Sky Sports here in the UK. Nottingham Forest taking on Newcastle United, and I think Newcastle are going to get back to winning ways, and I think Nottingham Forest are going to be under tremendous pressure right down near the relegation zone. Going for a 2-1 win, narrow 2-1 win for Newcastle United. Now, moving on to the Sunday games, got a couple of games. First of them at 2 p.m. live on Sky Sports, you've got West Ham United taking on Arsenal. Difficult away match for Arsenal. I think the first scorer of that game is absolutely crucial. However, it's the kind of game I think that Arsenal relish in. London derbies, away from home. They've got the power, they've got the pace, they've got the precision. They'll be full of confidence from that victory over Liverpool. And to me, if Arsenal want to win the Premier League, they need to follow up a good win at home against Liverpool, against the title rival, by going away from home, a difficult opponent in West Ham, and going to the London Stadium and winning. And I think they will. Going for a 2-1 win for Arsenal. I can see West Ham grabbing a late goal, making it a grandstand finish, but I think Arsenal will be too strong. Aston Villa in the other game at 4:30 p.m. live on Sky Sports. Aston Villa taking on Manchester United. I think Aston Villa win that game by 2-1. Manchester United, it's the kind of game Aston Villa love. Villa Park, big team coming to town. Villa will be well up for that game. It's the kind of game that Villa relish, that they get the absolute best out of Aston Villa. So I'm going for a 2-1 win there for Aston Villa. And in the final game, Monday night, you've got Crystal Palace taking on Chelsea, another London derby. I think Chelsea are going to get back to winning ways with a late goal. I'm going for a 1-0 victory for Chelsea in that game, live at 8 p.m. live on Sky Sports. I think Chelsea win that game by 1-0, and I think it's kind of the battle of which manager's going to be sacked, because the manager that loses that game, I think, is going to be sacked, and I think that's going to be Roy Hodgson rather than Mauricio Pochettino, but we will see. So they are my predictions for Premier League match day number 24. As I said, do get your predictions in the comments below. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. Do subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, and I'll see you again real soon for the next video. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.